Currently, Antalya is the fastest growing city in Turkey, and tourists from all over the world are visiting or even staying long-term because of its unique mix of great beaches and traditional Turkish culture. Speaking about Turkish culture, one of the best ways to experience it firsthand is to visit one of the local street markets that take place in every neighborhood on different days throughout the week and the weekend. So come along as we are visiting one of the biggest and more lively markets in the city that happens every Tuesday in Konyaalti, or to be more specific in the Liman neighborhood. As for the setup of the Liman street market in Antalya, we have talked to some of the local sellers, and we're told that the people who are sitting in the center of the market square are mainly wholesalers, and that you will also find them at other markets in Antalya throughout the week, where they offer their products. In the small lanes that circle the main square, you will find the local farmers, who come here to sell the food they harvested themselves in their gardens and at their farms. If you pay attention, you will be able to see the difference, as the farmers' stalls are usually on the smaller side, and they tend to sell a variety of produce but in smaller quantities. In this market, the two main sections, which are food and textiles or household items, are not really separated but rather blended together. Also, the market focuses mainly on food items such as fresh fruit and veggies, as well as fish, cheese, eggs, olives, sweets, and other goods. It runs from early morning until the evening, and the main market square is covered by a roof, so you have shade during the hot summer months, and shelter during the winter in case the weather is not that great on market day. The province of Antalya is well known for its oranges and mandarins, and especially in the winter time, you will find lots of citrus fruits in the local street markets. So visiting a street market during your stay is a great way to ensure you are getting all the vitamin C and D you need. At this market you will find at least one or two sellers who make fresh juice. They typically offer freshly squeezed orange or pomegranate juice, or a mix of different fruit juices. Definitely try one if you are visiting. In the south part of the main market square, you will also find a corner where you can buy lunch or a snack, for example a doner kebab or something sweet. As in many other places in Turkey, there is also a tea service available for the sellers in the market, which means that a person delivers the tea directly to the seller from a nearby tea shop. The atmosphere is quite relaxed, and lots of tourists and foreigners who live in Konyaalti come here regularly for their weekly shopping tour. The market is also frequented by lots of locals who come from other parts of the city to visit. Some of the market sellers are very chatty and love to engage in a conversation with their customers if there are no language barriers. Many of them also try to make an effort and speak a bit of English, Russian, and Persian to interact, so just give it a try if you have a question, for example. And if you know a few words in Turkish, it should come in very handy when visiting the market in Liman. There is no off-season for the street markets in Antalya, including the Tuesday market in Liman, and you will find it busy the whole year. It's also the biggest market in the area plus its surrounding neighborhoods, so we have never really seen it empty during our visits. Most of the sellers put up some price signs for their products, but some do not, so you should ask them obviously about the price before buying. Product prices differ based on their quality and whether they are in season or not. Also, don't forget that you can always ask the seller to sample before buying. They are usually happy to let you taste their products, so definitely give it a try. We have learned during our visits throughout the street markets in Turkey that you cannot find or buy fresh meat here. So if you are looking for that, you will have to go to a butcher store or a supermarket instead. Fish and seafood, on the other hand, are sold at the street markets, and you typically have a great selection to choose from here in the south of Turkey. Since we've seen most of the markets in Antalya, the Tuesday market in Liman is one of the liveliest markets in the city. It is also very diverse due to the many expats and tourists in this part of the city. The address of this market is Liman, 13th Sokak in Konyaalti, Antalya. If you walk along Liman's major street, which is called Boğaçay Caddesi, you cannot miss it, as the market is quite large and spreads out around the neighboring streets outside the actual main square.
Lütfen pazar içerisinde bir adet araç anahtarı bulunduktuk, bir adet.
You can definitely find clothes and textiles plus other household items at this market. And if you take a look outside of the main market area and in the surrounding streets, you will find lots more sellers, many of them offering items for the household or textiles and shoes. If you walk further north away from the market, you will also find some sellers offering second-hand items. Of course, it goes without saying that you cannot exchange items or expect a refund from the sellers if, for example, the clothes do not fit. Typically, you have several markets per day in different areas of Antalya, and some of them are rather big and touristic while others are smaller and tend to attract mainly the locals. If you happen to arrive here using local transportation, be prepared that the buses to and from Liman are especially busy on Tuesdays due to the market. And if you come by car, make sure to look for parking further away, as the streets around the market area are typically full of parked cars and vans, as many of the sellers are filling up their stalls with more produce throughout the day. We hope you enjoyed this tour of Antalya's Tuesday market in the Liman neighborhood, and hope to see you in our next video.